The Opinion with Michael J. Today we're going to discuss Alberta, why Alberta wants to separate, why Alberta wants to become a 51st state. It makes no sense. And why do I say that? Well, this movement, first of all, has been bubbling below the surface for a long time. Just like Trump's white supremacist movement down in the United States. There are comparables. We do see patterns. Now, so what's motivated this in the now? In the now is America's reset the parameters for world trade under Trump. Dictator style, not Gangnam style. It's a little ways back, right? Dictator style. Now, I'm going to do something that most others would not. I'm going to categorize Republicans and conservatives in Canada as the same box of tricks, same jack in the box. Republicans and conservatives. We've seen the patterns down in the States. We've seen it up in Canada. And it's very disturbing. It's created a huge divide in the country. And it's actually not going away. And the reason why I say that is it's the example of how the Conservatives have acted under Andrew Scheer in the short term that he's the interim leader of the party. The fact that Pierre Poilievre is going for a safe seat in Alberta. The actions of Daniel Smith. The actions of Stephen Harper and Preston Manning. And I'm putting that out straightforward, out front, because that's the way we see it at the Opinion. Now, Republican conservatives allude, this has been the major trend lately, allude that Carney created the Trump crisis for votes, and that the Trump crisis is not a crisis. Now, if you really do believe that, even Wyatt Claypool, master's degree, believes that stuff. Like, give your head a shake. Just look at some of the look at all sorts of different types of news, center, left, right in the States, and get a better read on the temperature down there and what's going on. Now, furthermore, I got Arlene Dickinson. She just posted a great short. It really puts everything that should be as far as Alberta is concerned in a tiny little capsule for you to understand what we really need in Canada, and that is unity. And Alberta's premier should forthwith and immediately let go of all divisive rhetoric and serve the people versus her self-interest and the party's self-interest that she has coalesced with. It's time for unity. And furthermore, a 51st state nor separation will provide a better experience for Albertans. It will not. And I'm just putting it right out there up front. No matter how much you want to make believe, and it is make believe, a lot of it is just a construct to give meaning for your actions. And we've seen what's happened in the United States, and that's a perfect example of what you do not want to do, because that's the path you're leading yourselves down. The consciousness of the people in the United States has not evolved. And that's why you have a guy like Trump. That's the reality of things. USA is restricting freedoms. Not making things freer, they're restricting freedoms. And tanking the economy and recklessly doing the same to the world's economy. And the USA is showing you what not to do during this period and cycle they are going through. So now, I'm going to get Arlene to provide you with a message.
I was just really dismayed. I had a lot of hope that Premier Smith would, rise to the occasion, and she would, was starting to become more conciliatory and more understanding that she's going to get farther by working with people than she will by trying to threaten people. And as I said, I understand the frustrations, but I was really dismayed. To me, she's not demonstrating leadership. I believe that she is standing on incredibly shaky constitutional ground. This is treaty land. I mean, there's just, this is a moral issue. This is a constitutional issue. And, I believe that this whole notion of separatism is really playing chicken with the unity of the country. And it's reckless. And I don't think you can build a stronger Alberta by undermining Canada. I care deeply about this country. I care deeply about our province. Those things shouldn't be mutually exclusive thoughts. You should be able to figure out how to have conversations to solve our challenges that are inclusive and are helpful, as opposed to divisive and challenging to the very fiber of what Canada is all about. I was just really dismayed. I had a lot of...
So there you go, folks. Well said. Thank you, Ms. Dickinson. I think that's how we say it. Arlene Dickinson?
I believe that she is standing on incredibly shaky constitutional ground. This is treaty land. I mean, there's just, this is...
Okay, folks, so that's where we're at with that. Now, understand something as well here. Understand something as well. I'm just going to give you an example of the United States, because what's happening there is filtering up here. And it's been going around the world, as a matter of fact. So, Van Jones, not too long ago.
Cult leader.
I never thought that I would see a day where...
Oh, no. We're going to get to this one. Candace Owens, the queen of friggin' confusion. Can take an argument and just create confusion and not solve a thing. Okay, Van Jones. Now, this is CNN site, but I want to use... Roland Martin's. This is where I've earmarked this. This is very important here.
And part of it is he's an asshole. I like authenticity.
You voted for Obama.
Okay, so he just stated right there that he likes authenticity, and authenticity could be represented as a person displaying the characteristic of an asshole. That's really what he said about Trump. But he likes that. He admires that. Really odd. What he really needs to ask the question is, who likes that kind of behavior? His ego or he himself, once he finds he himself? That is the real question, folks.
And then you voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. But 2020, you voted for Donald Trump. What made the change?
I began listening to someone. Her name is Candace Owens.
Did you hear that? She started listening to someone. Let me play that back to you.
And part of it is he's an asshole. I like authenticity.
You voted for Obama, and then you voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. But 2020, you voted for Donald Trump. What made the change?
I began listening to someone. Her name is Candace Owens. And I read her book, and it just opened my eyes to maybe he's not this person that I have been led to believe that he was.
Oh, can you imagine that? Okay, so now she's been influenced by social media and it's changed her mind and how she voted. And then, let's look at this right here. Let's look at Candace Owens herself. This is courtesy of Francis Maxwell at the Midas Touch.
The fearless cult leader.
I never thought that I would see a day where...
You see the name Candace Owens, turns on Donald Trump.
I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. But I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's
Another thing that you see here, TikTok. This is where people are getting their information from. Social media, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You know, the most interesting thing about all these mediums for delivering is that you don't need to know anything to be good at doing it. Yikes, did I say that? That includes me too. Me too? Grammar school. Myself as well.
happening. I have a theory. I do. We were kicking around some theories earlier, me and the team, and we were going, how could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen?
He never was a free speech enthusiast. You just can't see below the surface. You want to believe something that's not as it is. You know, that of which was, is, and will be. He was telling you all along. You just didn't look up and see the signs. Now, it's not just her, it's her team. Like, how big a team she have? Because it's amazing, these non-truthers and these partisan influencers have huge followings. The truth gets you diddly squat for the most part. And the truth is a lot of work to get the truth. And it's a lot of work to acquire the skill to actually make that apparent through conversation so it resonates with the people. And it's not easy, folks. So let's just see what good old Candace has to say again. Let's recapitulate. Recapitulate? Yeah, we can recapitulate.
On US universities who dare oppose the fearless cult leader.
I never thought that I would see a day where I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. But I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's happening. I have a theory. I do. We were kicking around some theories earlier, me and the team, and we were going, how could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen? Going after college universities, trying to suppress speech, while pretending that you're not suppressing speech, while pretending that you're fighting DEI. It's so messy. It's so obvious. Everyone knows what you're doing. People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous, because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America. Okay. So when you threaten our speech, it's not worth it so that we can have pom-poms and go hurrah for a couple of years, then go, okay, well, yeah, now it kind of stinks because, we're getting arrested for wrongthink. We got David Friedman. Yeah, arrest him. Arrest Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Get them. I love it. And if you think it's going to stop with college campuses, you're out of your mind.
Which means with...
So there you go, folks. Now, here's what's disturbing. And I'm going to just play this once again because this is very important for you people to realize that. For you people. For all people, including myself. This pattern of behavior is omnipresent here in Canada with the Conservative Party. The Republican Conservative Party of Canada. This is what's going on right here before your very eyes. It's time to stop it now. You don't want to do a Neville Chamberlain. You don't want to do an FDR at the beginning of his term because it created a hornet's nest. And it gave cause and rise to the Second World War. If you didn't learn from the First World War, you didn't learn from the Second World War, you've not learned by what's happening in Ukraine yet, the fact that Trump and Putin are putting the boots to the Ukrainians and the world. That's the reality of things. So watch again. This is what's happening in Canada right here and now.
this cult leader.
I never thought that I would see a day where I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. But I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's happening. I have a theory. I do. We were kicking around some theories earlier, me and the team, and we were going, how could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen, going after college universities, trying to suppress speech, while pretending that you're not suppressing speech, while pretending that you're fighting DEI. It's so messy. It's so obvious. Everyone knows what you're doing. People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous, because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America. Okay. So when you threaten our speech, it's not worth it so that we can have pom-poms and go hurrah for a couple of years, then go, okay, well, yeah, now it kind of stinks because, we're getting arrested for wrongthink. We got David Friedman. Yeah, arrest him. Arrest Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Get them. I love it. And if you think it's going to stop with college campuses, you're out of your mind.
Which means with such a threat to academics' livelihoods here on US soil, Europe's political leaders are wasting no time trying to reap an intellectual windfall.
Love this video?
No, we're not going there, advertisers. Okay, so that's that. That's where we're stopping with that right there and now. So, folks, here's the deal. This situation with Canada is a wake-up to the people of, or a situation in Alberta, rephrase that properly. The situation with Alberta is a wake-up call to Canada. The conservative Republican movement of Canada under the tutelage of Pierre Poilievre is dangerous. And we've seen how that divided the country and how, because of the results of what he did do, they put him back into the driver's seat. This is not going to serve us well. We need different opinions. Everybody just thinking the exact same is not right either. But the movement at present, under Pierre Poilievre, is divisive and destructive. And it really needs to be tamed immediately. You people, all people, need to realize that, do something about it, and start working at putting Canada into a new position in the global geopolitical world position. So this is where we're at. Questions, comments, throw in chat. Sending love and peace and healing to all people. Take care. Talk to you all soon. Ciao for now. Thanks for watching.